And also let me share my screen with you. I know that we are all very busy people, so we promise we'll be keep it as short as possible here today. Just so can you all see my screen? Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just make a very brief presentation about ATLAS, what ATLAS actually is, and then we'll move on to our amazing speakers today, representing these 3 companies in Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile. ATLAS was founded in 2008 by a group of amazing travel specialists based in different countries of Latin America who realized that they could collaborate and work together, not only to raise awareness and promote Latin America, but also to share best practices and experiences. And well, they realized they had the same purposes, the way of working. So this is the main aim of ATLAS today. We are now 10 tour operators representing 13 countries in Latin America. And ATLAS, just a moment, okay, I'm sorry. ATLAS, the acronym means Active Travel Latin America Specialists. But although we love soft and hard adventures, we also work with different kind of experiences, community-based tourism, ecotourism, luxury, wellness, wildlife, cultural experiences, and so on. So we are, as I've mentioned, we are united by the same purpose, and we are quite focused also on working with responsible tourism and sustainable practices. You probably know a few of these companies here. So if you already work with any of them, you can be sure that if you decided to work with another ATLAS company in another company, you'll be receiving the same high level of service and commitment. So this is who we are today. And I think that's it. I'll just leave here our contacts. Just this QR code takes you to our newsletter form, so we usually share some interesting news about our members every month. It's a monthly newsletter, so you're welcome on board. And that's it. I'll just now proceed to my, that's it. This is not okay. I'll invite now Juan from Calpa to talk a little bit about what they are working and some amazing experiences in Argentina. I'll just ask you, please, if you have any questions, you can put them on in our chat or wait till the end of each presentation, and then you can raise your hands and ask. Just let's wait for them to finish the presentations. Thank you, Juan.
Okay, hi Anna, good afternoon. Thank you for the introduction. First of all, I wanted to say that it's a pleasure to be a part of this webinar, along with another partners on the association. So let's go ahead and start with the presentation. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Well, as Anna said, my name is Juan. I'm Juan Villarraza. I'm the sales manager at Calpa Tour Operator. We have been working since 1992 for over 30 years now, crafting active and cultural experiences all around Argentina. We have been pioneering special group of interests here in Argentina. We also have different types of developments in terms of active and, for example, tailor-made journeys and different styles that we have crafted along these many years of work. Since we work in Argentina, we have locations in very specific areas in Argentina. We are based in Buenos Aires, that this is where I am at the moment, in Buenos Aires. Then we have an office in Salta. Then we have a local representation in Ushuaia, that is the gateway to the Antarctic ships and the end of the world. And also we have another representation in El Chalten. The idea is to expand our operation in different areas. Now, for example, we are also having local destination hosts in Bariloche, for example, and also another special service of hosts in Salta as well. Whether if the travelers are adventurous, they like, for example, kayaking, trekkings, biking tours, we can handle it. We have done many groups in different areas of Argentina. We also are very into the cultural experience of the travelers. We don't like to offer just scenic tours, but also to try to get involved and to enter into the culture of the places that they visit. As mentioned before, we provide tailor-made journeys all over Argentina. We do have a very strong presence in the self-drive segment. Actually, Calpatur has been a pioneer for many years of this type of travel. Even now, we also integrated technology along with our self-drive itineraries, for example, with the use of the smartphone with preloaded roads, and it's a very interesting and very useful way to travel nowadays. And also we do small group expeditions with people with like-minded interests to see different parts of Argentina with different type of styles and interests. And as well, also we do family holidays. We customize special trips for all ages. And Argentina, it's a very vast place to see, and it's special for families who want to get a little bit adventurous and enjoy different areas in Argentina. And of course, the classic journeys that we developed in all the regions. Buenos Aires, as you know, is the main gate of entrance to Argentina. It's where all the travelers arrive. Then we work a lot in Mendoza and central Argentina, the area known as the Wine Road, and also all the region of Cuyo with San Juan Province, Talampaya National Park, Ichigualasto, also Northwest with Ibera wetlands that is being really popular lately, and Iguazu Falls, and the Northwest that is connected with Atacama, and of course the Patagonia, also connected with major attractions on the Chilean side with Torres del Paine. Here you have also on the right side of the screen representation of the offices that we have in our country. I'm going to also tell you a little bit about the experiences that we want to show to you. We have done a small presentation of everything that Calpa does. And now we are in some way trying to work to get out of the landmarks of El Chalten. This presentation is going to evolve the idea that Chalten is much more than Laguna de los Tres or Cerro Torre, which are the usual treks that everyone visits in Argentina, but also to go further north direction to the area of Lago del Desierto, the desert lake, to find different properties that can offer the less trodden area, the more wild or the more um, um, isolated area of El Chalten that makes you bring back the sensation of the wow experience that nowadays, with the massive amount of people visiting Laguna de los Tres or Cerro Torre, are experiencing lately. So with that in mind, in the idea, it's interesting to see these new places with raw nature that can offer an alternative and can offer you also the possibility of an extended stay in El Chalten, or maybe have another possibilities. One of the possibilities that we are exploring at the moment is the full-day hike Creston Glacier. We are going to move from north to south, very close from the area of Lago del Desierto. This tour is a full-day tour, 9 hours in total, 6 hours are hiking. The location it's where it's performed is 37 kilometers north of El Chalten. The difficulty is medium to high. It offers maybe one of the lesser known ice trekkings that we have in the Patagonia. Usually when you hear about glacier trekking, you hear about mini trekking, you hear about big ice in El Calafate and Perito Moreno, or in El Chalten, you hear about the ice trek in Cagliero. Well, this is another option, a newer option, that is the Creston Glacier. It's done in very small groups from 1 to 9. It has a minimum of 2 passengers. And to tell you a little bit about the adventure, you are going to be picked up by a private transfer in the morning to your hotel. You are going to be driven to the area where you start the trail. You have around 40 minutes to walk until you get to the refuge of Valle Criston. There you're going to have a warm beverage, and you are going to start with trekking. You're going to visit a very, very old forest of lenga trees. And after a few moments, you're going to start to work your way up, because it has an altitude of 900 meters. Walking on the rock formation, that is the most difficult part to reach the area of the glacier front. Once you get to the glacier front, you sit on and you put on your crampons and you start walking on the glacier, which is an incredible experience. Of course, all this is going to be subject to the weather conditions and the physical conditions. This is evaluated prior to the experience itself. But well, you're going to have a box lunch at the glacier, and then at the end, after a very panoramic and scenic view of 360 of all the area of the Rio de las Vueltas Valley, you're going to go back to the refuge and then back to El Chalten. Here you have some images of the incredible experience that you can live in the Creston Glacier. See, here you have that very hard rock massive that you have to cross because it's the path of the glacier. And here you have all the view that you get from above. Also, we wanted to take the opportunity to let you know about Refugio Los Glaciares. This is a very interesting proposal. It's a lodge with very, very simple and basic services with 10 cozy rooms. And it's located in a very, very special location. It's one of the nicest places that you can visit to try to get out from the regular area of El Chalten. It's a big corporation, and it offers Also different activities and full board system. It's like in some way are mountains, glaciers, and beautiful trees and fauna that it's enjoyed in the area. Here you have, for example, some of the activities offers, walking towards of 4, 5, or 6 hours to see Sendero de Río de las Vueltas, for example, or the Cagliero Glacier from the east, and also Laguna Milodon. Try to imagine that it's a location that has only 10 rooms, so you have almost exclusivity on the area that you visit. This is very virgin, and it's one of the nicest points of view to try to see. Here you have some images of the lodge, Refugio del Glaciar, which is rather simple, but it's good, and they have really good guides to do the walking tours in the area. And another very, very interesting lodge and multi-activity area in an incredible location is Estancia Bonanza. Here you have some images of the location that you get when you get to Estancia Bonanza. You can do there, for example, mountain bike. It's in general, it's a medium level. It doesn't require any prior physical or experiences. As you see, you are going to ride your bike in an incredible place, a unique place. It's done all over different trails in the area of the estancia that has more than 80,000 acres of extension. Also, in the Estancia Bonanza, you can do the Via Ferrata as well, hanging from the walls of the massive mountains that can help you to see a panoramic view, a very, very interesting view of the Mount Fitzroy, or the Mount El Chalten, as well as it is known. All these activities have a length of around 4.5 hours, including transfers from downtown El Calafate. You have departures at 8:30 in the morning and at 2:30 p.m. You can also do rock climbing as well. There are, in all of the different activities, there are no prior experience required. In general, they are very well controlled and very well handled by the staff of the estancia. And also, you can do horseback riding in the different areas of the estancia. As you can imagine, this estancia has a lot of different areas to see. You have a half-day horseback riding that you can do as a possibility. Otherwise, you can do the horseback ride to Lita Lagoon, which is really easy, but it's a full day. You get a lunch in the middle of nowhere, of the estancia, which is incredible, with a wonderful sightseeing of all the area of Del Valle, Río de las Vueltas, and El Chalten. Also, you can do trekkings. You have different options of different levels and difficulties that you can do there, but they are only available for guests. Yes, you can also stay in Estancia Bonanza. And in fact, I'm going to show you some of the possibilities that you can see here. In Estancia Bonanza, you have what is called puestos de veranadas, which are very nice lofts, which are located on the cliffs, overlooking all the Fitzroy mountain. Here you can see, for example, a view from the inside of the puestos de veranada. It's an incredible sight, an incredible experience to, again, see with some comfort all the all the raw of the Patagonia. Also, there is the possibility of staying in the old area of the estancia where the owners used to live, that is called La Ponderosa. There you can have it available more for families, where you can enter with 4 to 6 people, and also a guest house that can accommodate some more travelers. Here we have some more images of Estancia Bonanza as well, so you can try to get a feeling of what it is to experience this spectacular lodge in El Chalten. Also, I wanted to briefly show you.
People cycling. So boring.
Well, that is part of the mountain bike experience of Estancia La Bonanza. I don't know if that didn't get you the idea of wanting to go. I don't know what will, but it's an incredible place. Also, I wanted to let you know that Argentina, it's a vast country. You might know that. It has many more interesting experiences to unveil. Also, to close this small introduction of things that you can do in El Chalten, I wanted to show you a final video where you can see all the places that are very worthwhile to see in Argentina. Maybe this video. Well, that was a bit the presentation that we had in our agenda. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it. It was a pleasure for us to try to present these experiences and all the options that you have in El Chalten. And well, thank you very much for listening.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Juan. I'm arranging my trip to Chile at the end of the year. Now I feel like I have to extend my trip to Argentina and Patagonia, Argentina.
Yes.
Juan, we have a question here from Inez. Hi, are the bike rides operated by Calpa or organized by the lodges?
This specific experience of Estancia Bonanza, they are organized by the lodge itself. Calpa Tour can organize as well bike tours in El Chalten, specifically according to the interest of the travelers. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Juan. Any other questions? Also, if you remember any questions, you can leave it in the chat and then we get back to Juan in the end of the presentations. Juan, I'm going to ask you to put leave your contact in the chat so how people
Perfect.
can reach you. And
Perfect.
let's move forward then to Bolivia with Janette. Welcome, Janette.
Hello, everybody. Well, first of all, we thank as Atlas to everybody that comes here to listen to us and to know a little bit our destinations. And I will be more than happy to share with you a little bit of what we can offer you in adventure activities in Bolivia and what Bolivia looks like. Some of the persons that are that are here are our clients and some are not. And so we try to convince the new ones that Bolivia could be a nice option also to work with. So let me begin with, can you see the screen? Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. So in reality, Bolivia Millenari is a DMC that is located in Bolivia since 21 years. I created a company when I was very young, and I'm so happy now that Bolivia is becoming a little bit more into the market, and that is very, very important because it has been growing a lot since the last 20 years. For most of the customers, Bolivia is a country that is it's an Andean country, but in reality, we're not. No, Bolivia is in the middle of South America. We have the biggest border with Brazil, and we have real borders with Peru, Chile, and Argentina. And one of the nicest parts of the country is that the deepest part of the Amazon is in the Bolivian side, no, and the deepest part of the Andes is also in the Bolivian side, because the Royal Range, the Andes Royal Range that you can see in the with my little thing here, the Royal Range cross here. So we have the deepest part, even though in the Amazon, and the deepest part in the Andes also. There are some facts that I would like to share with you. So we have 1 million square kilometers and we have no more than 12 million inhabitants. That means that we have a big territory with not too many people. So the possibilities to see pristine places in a country like Bolivia are very, very high. Now, considering the number of people that we live in the country and the different ecosystems that we have in the country. In the world, there are more than 120 ecosystems. In Bolivia, we have 66 of the ecosystems of the world. So that is also a very interesting fact, considering that 17% of the Bolivian territory is protected, either in national parks or in indigenous territories, are lands that are protected by the law. And so that's the reason that there's not a lot of infrastructure, private infrastructure all over the places. No, and this is because of the land belongs to the local communities or indigenous communities that lives in the country. Sucre is the capital of Bolivia. A lot of people believe that it's La Paz. Not at all. Sucre is our capital. La Paz is the administrative city. And we're not just the conception of the high altitude place in South America. We have our highest volcano, this 6,542 meters, that is Volcano near Chile. And our lowest point is 30 meters above sea level. So we have different ecosystems in the country that makes a little bit unique and different. The red part of your screen are the Andes part of Bolivia, no? And this is the part that most people know about the country. So that means the Uyuni Salt Flats, the Avarua National Reserve, Chile Atacama border is around here, and the big territory around here is La Paz. As you see in the screen, the orange one is the lowlands of Bolivia, the jungle part of the Bolivia, the Amazon part. So as you can see, it's the biggest territory. And the yellow one are the valleys of Bolivia. Now, places that are between 1,200 meters to 2,000 meters. So what we do, we prioritize as a company which places in the country could be nice and could be interesting for luxury travel. That's something that we focus on, adventure travel that we love to offer. For us, luxury doesn't mean Ritz-Carlton hotels, because we don't have that kind of infrastructure, but the possibility to be in a luxury means to be unique in an environment that becomes authentic, that becomes unique. 60% of Bolivian territory, it's focused with indigenous people, and the 40% of the territory is like Janet. We are a mix of something with something. I don't know with what. No, but I'm a mix. In Bolivia, you are able to do a lot of activities because of our ecosystems and because of our condition as a country. And the most important part of what the people knows about us is the mountain part, no? The possibility to do climbing, to do trekking, to do hiking are very, very high because of the mountains that we have that are from 2,000 meters up to 6,000 meters. So climbing, trekking, hiking are very, very good alternatives to do things in Bolivia. The trekkings in Bolivia are a little bit similar to all the ones in South America, taking llamas, alpacas, sometimes donkeys that carry things with the porters. No, we are very respectful with the biodiversity that we have in the country, so we are very caring about how heavy could be the things that the animals will carry with them. We use also porters, and we like to discover the connections between the Amazon to the Andes or vice versa. Bolivia is kind of unique. These are the geysers that are close to San Pedro de Atacama. So the possibilities to be unique in the middle of nowhere is something that we can do as a company, because we specialize in tailor-made activities and tailor-made experiences. And so for us, it's very interesting and unique, as we are a B2B company, to learn and to know who's going to be our client. No, depending on who's going to be our client, we like to build up the experiences. We like to build up the experiences that we can be able to offer. Biking in Bolivia is a great opportunity. Biking in the salt flat, biking in the mountain part. We have one of the most strange roads in the world, that is the Death Road. No, that's a very extreme and adrenaline biking experience. No, and besides that is the adventure and the ecotourism that you can be able to have in the country. As I told you before, we are in the deepest part of the Amazon, so the possibilities to observe animals as jaguars or caimans or black turtles are very, very interesting. In 2020, there was a very interesting mission of scientifics that comes to Bolivia, close to La Paz, at 2 hours in the cloud forest, and they discovered 25 new species for the humanity, for the world. So there are a lot of things that happen in a country that there's no much tourism, but in the other side, there's not much people living there. No, it's not just because tourism, is because we are big, but we are not too many people living. So Jaguar Spot is very, very interesting, close by to Pantanal in Brazil. So the possibilities to create a wonderful experiences between Brazilian Pantanal and Bolivian Pantanal would be a great experience to enter to Bolivian, in reality, to enter to South American experiences and to create wonderful and unique places. Rafting, kayaking are one of the things that we love to offer also in the tailor-made experiences. We have a lot of caving in the country that is completely unknown. So if you have passengers that are interested in active holidays in terms of trekking, hiking, canoeing, speleology, or caving, Bolivia could be a great opportunity to do those kind of activities. As I was telling you, the biking is something that we love to include in our holidays as part of a cultural holiday or as a holiday in terms of adventure. Now, we own our glamping since 2018, and our glamping has been thought to be launched where places are not, doesn't have, in reality, where places that doesn't have enough infrastructure. We have capacity for 35 passengers, so we have 17 tents that we can move from one place to another, especially in places that are, as I told you, doesn't have the infrastructure, or we don't want that there's infrastructure, like the Jaguar spot, or like the beautiful and amazing indigenous communities that are in nearby Sucre, or the beautiful places that are close to La Paz. This is an amazing place that there's 45 minutes from La Paz. Know that you can do some trekkings in the area that becomes unique. Expertise of ourselves and also the possibilities to do in Bolivia. Authentic holidays means learning and being with local people, local communities, that they don't perform a show for you, that is a real people in the real daily living, is something that Bolivia can be a good point. Now, if you are interested in sustainable activities that we can be able to share and to show the importance of communities, the importance of ecosystems, the importance of living with the people in the right level with the Mother Earth, is something that also Bolivia can be great, I think so. Slow holidays, off the beaten track, and the social distance that now is very, very common, and our glamping is a great place for doing that, being far for everybody. No, that I think it's something that Bolivia Millenaria can offer. We specialize in thematic programs that create with a little lifestyle. I love to include in all the programs, and I love to tailor the programs for the passengers. We have a small designers in the company. We are 4, and we are we love to create relationship with our clients. We're not a massive company, so we're not a corporation. We are a boutique company that like to create relation with our partners and build up that relation. So for us, the thematic programs, the lifestyle, coffee, chocolate, for example, the wine experiences, those are the things that we love. For us, the food is very, very important, no, and the cultural experience in the real life that you can get in Bolivia is something that we love to do. Off-road glamping, trekking, the gourmet experience, some of the restaurants that are the 50 best are in Bolivia right now. The owners of Noma in Copenhagen create a restaurant 12 years in Bolivia, and so Bolivia is becoming a little bit different in terms of private tours, private experiences. If you are interested to do bird watching, for example, the last 4 years, we have been awarded several times as the 3rd country in Latin America for bird watching. Now, photo safaris is also a great option. Fly fishing is something that we love to offer as a fly fishing. Now, cultural interaction with people in the lowlands, or in the highlands, considering that we have 18 Amazonian tribes that lives in the lowlands in Bolivia, and more than 8 different ethnic communities that lives in the highlands. So the country is very rich in terms of ethnic groups in reality. For us, the authenticity and the identity of Bolivia, you can see in the local people, no, in the style of the living of the people. The mansion of the people that lives in the Andes are very focused in the syncretism and in the religious syncretism in reality that we have in the country. The Catholic beliefs with indigenous belief is part of our daily living. It doesn't matter if you become from one part of the society, if you are from a high level, or if you're from the low level, you have the same syncretism in your daily living, no? So I believe in God, but at the same time, I believe in the God of luck, no? That I pray every 24th of January, no? That's part of our syncretism. For us, the mountains are spirits that we really, really pray. So the indigenous people ask them to and call them for benefits and for blessing every time that you want to climb up, or everyone you want to do a hike or a trek. So that is the nicest part in terms of not just being in the nature, it's also interacting with the culture at the same time. You can see llamas, from llamas and vicuñas in the Andes to the pink dolphins and black caimans in the lowland. So the possibilities to interact with biodiversity in the country is very, very high. And doing family tours or doing activities with kids becomes a great experience for the country, because you can do a very, very interactive holiday with them. I'm a fan of wine, music, and the self-love comes also as part of the experience. But I guess wine and music is very, very unique. We're a very folklore country. We have a very rich music thing. And in the last 10 years, we have been awarded as with the very good wines in the country because of our altitude. No, 80% of Bolivia tourism roads are asphalt. We have an asphalt roads, so that means that you don't need to sacrifice the experience. No, we love to include in our experiences small hotels with charming personality. No, we love to create exclusive holidays depending on the profile of our partners. We are 99% of our companies B2B. So for us, it's very important the experience with the partners. And we have in-house tour guides. We have our own transportation. We have a little boat in the Lake Titicaca. And for us, Bolivia is for people that is looking for authenticity, adventure, simplicity, and a remote experiences. No, we love the idea to create itineraries for you. I will show it to you. I will copy Juan. This was not in my plans, but I'm copying him. No, I will show it to you some experiences that we can offer you. That let me see. No, this is not the right thing that I want to show you. Let me 1 second. I think the copy is not good. And let me see. I guess so. And to show you some sample activities that you can do in the country with some tours that we can offer you, but I don't, here is it. There you go. There are some activities that Bolivia can be able to offer you in terms of doing a whole holiday in the country and not doing just an extension with the other countries. So you can offer Bolivia with San Pedro Atacama, that's become more common now, or with the North Africa, Argentina, Salta, Jujuy, Tilcara, Pulmamarca, that's amazing, or with Peru, with Puno, with Cusco. So you can be able to combine Bolivia with the other destinations, but you also can be able to sell Bolivia by itself, no? And here is an example of that experience that you can be able to do in Bolivia. So doing like a full day tour in La Paz. La Paz is located at 3,600 meters above sea level, but the nicest hotels are at 3,200 meters, the same altitude as Cusco, no? And from La Paz, we can do to El Alto. El Alto is a satellite city that's nearby, where the indigenous peoples owns an impressive mansions, but very, very impressive. That can be able to show you the wealthy local Andean people that lives in the area. Besides of that, Tiwanaku is a very nice experience to combine a tour if you want to know more about the archaeological sites in Latin America. Tiwanaku has been considered one of the first civilizations in Latin America, and it's very, very interesting if you think that what was happening in this world 500 years before Incas. Another element that's interesting about Bolivia is the cloud forest. At 1.5 hours from La Paz, you can be able to descend to the cloud forest, similar to the one in Costa Rica, where you can be able to see impressive places to have coca leaves. That's for Bolivians are very important. Not the other thing, the coca leaves. No, for us, coca is very important for our traditions, for our health, and for us, the opportunities to see the coca plantations that are in the cloud forest is part of the experience, and to see coffee also producers, and in the nearby area that's just 1.5 hours from La Paz, you can be able to interact with nature in a very, very short times. Closer to the valleys in Bolivia, in part of the program, we fly to Sucre, where is our capital. Sucre is a very aristocratic city, similar to Arequipa, if you have been to, is in reality is the sister of Arequipa, and it's a very, very impressive city. Even though it's our capital, the interaction with different communities that lives in the area gives you another sense, because the people from La Paz, in terms of indigenous customs, are not similar to the ones that lives in Sucre and Potosi that are Quechuas. In La Paz, Aymaras, in Sucre and Potosi, Quechuas. No, and then it comes the salt flat, the biggest salt flat in the world that you can see it in the rainy season from November to March. That is beautiful, full of water, or in the dry season that comes from March to November. That is also impressive. Nearby the Uyuni salt flat is the National Avaroa Reserve, one of the nicest places to be, full of geysers, hot springs, a lot of biodiversity as flamingos, Andean fox, and puma also. Did I say puma? Yes, I said puma. So you have a great option and opportunity that we can be able to create a personalized itinerary for your company, depending on your profile or what you expect to sell your passengers. So thank you so much for your time, and it's my pleasure to assist you and to help you to organize a program in my country.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jeanette. I love how Argentina, Chile, and Bolivia connect, but they're actually three very large and diverse countries. And yeah, it's a shame to combine and to miss the other things that there's so much to see in each country. Well, if you have any questions, please just raise your hand or leave them on the chat. Any question to Jeanette? Hans, are you okay, just okay, so let's move forward to Isabel and Cascada Expeditions and Chile.
Yes, thank you, Ana, and thank you, Juan and Janet, for those great presentations. As you say, these three countries are very easy to connect through the north or through the south. So let's tell you more about Cascada and Chile. Okay, my name is Isabel Menendez. I'm the sales manager for Cascada Expediciones and Ecocan Patagonia. So let me just share my presentation. Oops. Just sorry for that. I don't know what happened. Let me just go through the presentation again. I just left my account, so sorry. Need to go back again. 1 minute. Here we are. Okay, so so sorry for that. I don't know what is happening. Can you see my presentation now?
Now it's coming. Yes, perfect.
Thank you. Okay, so Cascada Expediciones is a Chilean-based tour operator. We can tell you more about the history about Cascada. This is a company created in 1991, so over 30 years operating trips in Chile. It started as a dream of three friends from college, Yerko, Javier, and Nani. started as a rafting company, but then expanded to other destinations and other kind of activities in the rest of country. In 2001, we landed in Patagonia and created EcoCamp Patagonia that some of you may know. We opened in 2001, and since then we have been leaders in terms of trekking programs in Patagonia and sustainable accommodations. Our mission is to provide and encourage deep connections with nature, promote an active lifestyle, and the sustainable development of the environment and the different cities and places where we provide services, always trying to connect with the local people. As you may know, Chile is a long and thin country, right? So that gives us different landscapes, different kind of weather as well. And so in the north, we have the Atacama Desert. It's the driest desert in the world. And this is where San Pedro Atacama is located, jewel of the north. And from here you can connect with Bolivia and Argentina. Actually, many people connect San Pedro Atacama with the Uyuni Salt Flat in Bolivia, right, Janet? And then we come to the central area of the country where Santiago, our capital city, is located, and where you can visit some coastal cities like Valparaíso and some wine valleys as well. Then we move to the south, where the Lake District is located, beautiful lakes and volcanoes and a lot of mountains to climb over there. And then we go to Patagonia, to the southern part of the country, where we can find Torres del Paine National Park, which is one of the main highlights in Chile, as well as Easter Island. So if we go from top to bottom, we can visit the Atacama Desert. This is located in a 2-hour flight distance from Santiago, and it's located in 8,000 feet altitude. So you have to have that in consideration as well. Some of the iconic excursions that we offer in the area is the amazing Moon Valley that you can visit in the morning or in the afternoon for sunset to get the best views and the best light. We can also visit the geysers del Tatio, which are amazing, and the lagoons Miscanti and Miñiqui. Those two places, the geysers del Tatio and the lagoons, are quite in a high point of altitude, nothing too challenging, but we try to create always the programs starting with some acclimatization in San Pedro before getting to these different points. Other excursions that we can offer in the area are the ballooning in the sunrise, the Rainbow Valley, and the astronomical night tour. I don't know. Close to the city, like Concha y Toro, which is a very famous winery that many clients already know and ask to visit. Then we can go to the mountains. So we can offer a rafting trip. It's just in a half day from Santiago, and also a hike to a local volcano ending in the hot springs located nearby. So this is a very nice experience to go and visit in Cajón del Maipo. That's how it's named. Sorry. Then you can go, as I mentioned, to the coast. In 1 hour and a half, you're in Valparaíso and Viña del Mar. Valparaíso is a World Heritage City, very interesting to see. It's very similar maybe to places like Lisbon, with their hills and their colorful houses. And we also launched a new hike through the coast, next to the Pacific Ocean, which is very nice and very recommended for people that want to see more of the seaside in Chile. Easter Island is one of the most famous islands in the world. It's located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The flight from Santiago takes 6 hours, and we are having 7 flights a week this year from Santiago to Easter Island. So it's very easy to connect with this amazing place. So, of course, the culture is very strong. You can visit different ceremonial sites, the crater of a volcano, and also Ranuraraku, the place where the Moais were born. And then we have the Lake District, located only 2 hours away from Santiago by air. And it's an amazing place full of nature, full of lakes and volcanoes. So we can visit Pérez Rosales National Park, the amazing Todos los Santos Lake. This is a lake that you can cross and then connect with Bariloche in Argentina. We have several hikes to do in this park as well. One of them is Paso Desolación. And we can also see one of the oldest trees in the world, the Lares. So we can visit the Lares Andino National Park as well and raft through the Petrohue River. Very fun activity in the area. So if we continue to the south, we get to the end of the world. We get to Punta Arenas, actually the city where I was born. It's located 4 hours flying from Santiago, and it's a great place to connect with also cruises like the Australis cruise that connects Punta Arenas with Ushuaia, and also Antarctica 21, the Chilean cruise to Antarctica, and of course others. So we can always think as Punta Arenas not as the starting point to Patagonia, but also a way to explore the end of the world. Some excursions that you can do in Punta Arenas, of course, the city tour. It's always interesting to know more about the city that is located in the shores of the Strait of Magellan. The Strait of Magellan used to be the passage between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean before the creation of the Panama Channel. So it's very interesting in terms of culture. You can visit also Fort Bulnes, the image that you can see at the bottom. Fort Bulnes was the first settlement before Punta Arenas became the main city. And also some nice hikes to the Magellan Forest Reserve, at the top of Punta Arenas, and the boat trip to Magdalena Island to see this amazing colony of Magellan penguins. It's a really a place where you can only see penguins and a lighthouse, nothing else. It's about 60,000 penguins, so it's really worthwhile seeing. And as you know, Punta Arenas is the starting point to get to one of the most amazing places in Chile, Torres del Paine National Park. It is located 5 hours away from Punta Arenas, 2 hours away from Puerto Natales. You can also fly into Puerto Natales. There are less flights and it may be a little more expensive, but you really save 3 hours of driving. So it's worth it to take a look at those tickets. And it's also a place that you can connect with Argentina through El Calafate. It's located 6 hours away. And I wanted to tell you about EcoCamp Patagonia as well. That's our lodge in Torres del Paine National Park. It's an eco lodge that was built in 2001. And this is our base to provide the different programs that we have in Torres del Paine. We have 3 categories of domes: the standard, the superior, and the suite domes. And we want to combine this with activities like yoga. So we have a yoga dome. We offer free classes for all of our clients, all of our guests every day. We also have a massage room called Mankyoken. And we focus on nature and active programs. So these are some of the species that you can see in Torres del Paine National Park. And the programs that we offer that has a special focus on nature and wildlife are the Patagonian Wildlife Safari. This is basically a program that you can find in any hotel in the park, as you can choose excursion every day depending on your interest. And we always try to have active and moderate and soft excursions so everybody can join. Okay, we also try to visit some places that are, and we have the popular ones, of course, but we also have some alternative excursions that are well appreciated by the guests. Many years ago, we started operating this program. It's a wildlife experience that is really amazing. It's called 6-day Puma Tracking. You spend all these days looking for pumas in the park. You get to see the park, but it's the number of pumas that you can find in the park is growing every year. So even when there is a healthy population of pumas in the park, as you can see, the color of the fur is very similar to the surrounding, to the pampa, to the coirón, the grass, the Patagonian grass. So it's not as easy to see them as we think. So we created this great program with great guides and trackers, so you can have these amazing pictures and videos that you may already see in some documentaries that have been released in the last few years. We also launched a new program this season that combines Argentinian and Chilean Patagonia. It has a special focus on nature, wildlife, but also in some cultural aspects. So for people who are looking for a slow travel experience, that really want to get to see nature and learn about the local culture, this is a great itinerary to propose to them. And then where we started from, the trekking and the active programs, because Torres del Paine is not only an amazing place in terms of scenery, it's also very popular in terms of trekking. We have 3 versions of the W trek. I would say the most popular trekking program in the park. We have the 7-day W trek. Then we have a shorter version of the W trek, which is the 5-day W trek. They all have set departures. And then last season, we launched a different way to start the W trek. It's called the brush variant. And the main difference is that we start from Puerto Natales, we take a boat, and we get into the fjords, into the channels, and we start walking towards the park. So on the right, you can see some pictures of the mountains, the Paine Massif at the back, but to get there, you go through this wet forest and glaciers, which is a really a great experience for the clients, especially when the national park is getting more crowded every year, something very similar to what Juan was telling for Chaltén. So we are too looking for different experiences so clients can really feel what is to hike in the wild. Then we have the 9-day circuit. This is the ultimate trek, the most demanding one. So really for the brave, but you get to see this kind of images. The southern ice field is really a sea of ice that not many people get to see. We also have multi-sport experiences like our Epic Patagonia, including kayaking, bike excursions, and horseback riding. And we are also offering some experiences, some programs in the winter time. Although EcoCamp, we closed it during the winter because everything gets frozen. We do operate this program with some chosen partners in terms of accommodation that remain open through the winter. And we have the Puma trekking experience also available during winter. It's easier to see the Pumas, as you can tell. And we also have a winter W trek, which is operated with some nights in Puerto Natales, some nights in Hotel Lago Grey, and one night in the Refugio Paine Grande. Okay, so these are the kind of experiences that Cascada is able to offer. As you can tell, we are specialists in Patagonia, but we also offer and look to offer similar experiences in the rest of the country. We choose our partners based in their sustainability practices, but also we want to have clients staying in small properties, some boutique hotels, not main chain hotels, but those really selected services that may combine well with the experience that we are used to provide in Patagonia. So thank you very much. I know that we are close to the end. I think we are over our time. If you want to connect with us, please send us an email to these email addresses. I will share this in the chat as well. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Isabel. Amazing. Well, can't wait to be in Chile next October. Everybody, thank you so much for being here with us. If you have any questions, you can either ask now or Isabel is going to leave her contacts. She just left it here. So we are happy to help you visiting these amazing countries in Latin America. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next Thursday at 5 p.m. UTC or GMT, if you will. And then we'll be presenting some more amazing itineraries from Ecuador, Brazil, and Uruguay. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.